Today we're going to the Wynn to play a $400 40K one-day event, part of their Wynn Classic. There is a trophy involved. We are a trophy collector. Let's get it. It's only going to take us about 12, 13 hours to play. Let's run hot in this Wynn. With blinds at 300, 600, there's an open to 1,500. We're in the cutoff with ace king offsuit and mandatory 3-bet spot. Make it 4,500 to go. Action folds to the original raiser. We're ready to play for stacks, but we don't have to play for stacks because he just puts in the call. Let's see an ace or king high flop dealer, and that's exactly what we get. Ace queen 9. He checks, we bet 4,000, and he shoves all in for about 18,000. We're not going anywhere. We put in the call, and he shows ace 8. Let's hold. We do hold, and we get the early double up to about 45,000 in our stack. We got some breathing room. Still some time to re-enter if needed. $400 drop in the bucket compared to the large buy-ins and losses I've suffered as of late. We're down bad. We need some sort of uptick. All right, not much action until the blinds go up to 800. There's an early position min-raise to 1,600. There's 2 calls. We defend the 6-7 of clubs in the big blind. Let's see a low flop dealer. 3, 5, queen, 2 clubs. That's what we like to call a combo draw. I'm ready to play for stacks. We check, original raiser checks, button stabs 3,000. I think we got to give ourselves as many chances to win this pot without getting there as possible. So we're going to start by check raising to 9,000. If he wants to continue, we're going to jam the turn, just over a pot size bet, or just call us all in. I don't care. Let's gamble. Original raiser folds, and 3K better goes deep in the tank. He looks like he's really giving away his hand strength, like he's pretty weak. So it looks like he's going to fold, but he eventually puts in the call. I don't think it's a level, so hopefully we can just jam a brick turn and take it down. The turn's a king and over. We could have king X of clubs for sure. We could have a set. Could have some random 2-pair. We're in the big blind in a 4-way pot. We stick with the plan and shove all in. Just over a pot size wager, having him covered. He has about 25,000 behind. He goes deep at the tank. I try to remain stoic, try to remain confident, relaxed, composed. Live reads are a thing, the intangibles. And he eventually puts in the call with pocket 8s. What a read. The river is the ace of clubs. We got the flush, we got the elimination. It's not a bounty, but we'll take the big double up.
Are you the Boski?
I am Boski.
You're Boski?
Boski.
Boski?
Yeah. How's it going?
All right, how you doing?
Good. Running good. Still 800 big blind. There's a 1,600 open. Button jams 8,800. I'm in the big blind with the King Kongs. We rejam. Original raiser has about 22,000. We don't care if he comes along. He folds. We're heads up against Ace Jack. Alan Jackson. Let's hold. We do hold, and we can continue chipping up. Live tournaments are a lot more fun when you win your all-ins. Note to self. With a $1,000 big blind, Asian male, age 40 to 70, opens to 2,500. My read is that he's tilted from the previous hand. I wasn't really paying attention, but he lost the pot, and he said to the guy, "Nice hand." Felt like he was very disingenuous. So when it folds to me in the big blind, I have the queen 9 of spades. We put in the call. Let's flop it like it's hot. Flop comes king 9, 8, 1 heart, 2 clubs. No flush draw, but we got a pair, backdoor straight draw. I check, he bets 2,600, and we put in the call. 9 on the turn one time. The turn is not a 9, but it is a queen, which could be dangerous if he has a hand like pocket queens or jack 10 or king queen. But we check and flow, and he sizes up to 10,000 with 20,000 behind. What's he repping? Can we get away from queen 9 here? 2 pair? I don't think so, Tim. We put in the shove. We have him covered. He snaps off his last 20K and shows us the relatively good news of ace king of hearts. He's got top pair with a big draw. Kind of. I think we're about 60% to hold. And here's the big money river.
Yep.
Good hand. He spikes an ace, he celebrates, and we're down to about 50,000. Small setback. When you lose a big pot like this, never dwell on what could have been, should have been, how many chips you could have had, how much equity it was worth. It's just gonna drive you crazy. Just move on to the next hand and just admit that that's variance. That's poker, baby. $1,200 big blind, David Larson, local reg. Opens to 3,000 off a fresh 25K stack. Could be his first bullet, could be his third, who knows? I'm in the cutoff with pocket 7s. I think it's natural to just call here, even though stacks are pretty shallow. But we go for the aggressive route and make it 8,000 to go. Put my man to the test, and he does not want to fail this test. He puts in a small 3-bet, which he's trying to rep aces, but I don't believe him. So we go all in, having him covered, 25K. He calls with ace queen off. Got to win your flips. Let's see if we can win this one. There we go.
Oh.
Chop it up. Good game, good game. We do win our flip, and he's out. I didn't film him, but he was like filming me while I was filming the board to like mock me or something, but no, we're cool. And we continue to chip up. I think we're around 100,000 now. Plenty of playing room, even though 30-minute level's a bit of a turbo. It's a one-day event at the Wynn. With blinds at 1,000, 2,000, 2,000 big blind ante. We're under the gun with the ladies.
Hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies. Min raise has been our standard. We're going to stick with that. Make it 4,000 to go. And we get action from both blinds. Let's keep it low on the flop, dealer. Pretty good flop. Jack 6-3, 2 diamonds. Checks to us. I bet 7,000. Small blind calls and big blind. A bit of a mad player. He's just mad at the world. Like trying to berate the dealer for procedures and just mad at a mad man. Cheer up. He makes it 28,000 to go with about 18,000 behind. What's he repping? Well, I'm not folding queens. We don't have a diamond. He could have a diamond draw, could have a jack. Probably doesn't have a set. So we shove, small blind folds, we cover both. And he shows 10-5 of diamonds. Anything but the queen of diamonds. That would be a real action card, wouldn't it? And here's the video. Queen of diamonds on the turn. Pretty unlucky. Pretty unlucky. The good news is we have boat outs. Time for the boat. And the river gives us the boat ski. And we win a huge pot, chipping up nicely in the zone. Everything's going our way. Let's keep making great decisions. And hey, maybe we'll min cash. Maybe. Stay tuned. Up to about 250,000 at the 4K big blind level. No more re-entries. We're getting closer to the money. Not quite there yet. It's a plane. Anyways, I've been pretty active, so I expect some people to play back at me, but pretty much small ball, not getting too out of line. Just ABC poker, baby. Make it 8,000 to go in the cutoff with pocket kings, a premium. Action folds to Asian male, age 40 to 70 in the small blind, who's been pretty active himself. He 3-bets 18,000, very small. Don't do this. Problem is, usually when people 3-bet this small, it's because they want action. They have a hand like aces. So should we be afraid of aces here? I don't think we're just gonna flat call. He has about 160,000 in his stack. We cover. So we want to juice up this pot just in case he's messing around, and we want to stack, you know, queens, jacks, ace, king, etc. So I make it 55,000 to go, and within about 2 seconds he slides out 110,000, a non-all-in warm 5-bet. What's he repping? Aces? I laugh. I try to keep my poker face on, but I look at the dealer, not saying he rigged the deck or anything, but just like, come on, really? Is it that obvious? I really thought, I was like, is this the time I fold kings pre-flop? Not that the buy-in should matter. Every decision should be good no matter what. But we decide to just go with it. Worst case scenario, we still got like 90K to come back from. Or we could hit a king. So I shove all in, and he does not snap call. Great news. But he does eventually call with ace-6 of diamonds. Big hold, big 70-30. Probably for the chip lead of the whole tournament with about 30 people left. And here's the video.
All right. 6-bet there and a hold.
We do hold, and now we got chirping chips. Not that I'm much of a chirping chip kind of guy. Try to stay stoic at the tables and just handle my business, you know. Be cordial to people that say they enjoy the vlogs. Fist bump some regs here and there. And that's it. Business as usual. Let's put these chips to work. A few hands later, action folds to the small blind at 2K, 4K. And she has about a little over 200K in her stack. Or a few people from the min cash, 17 get paid. And she puts in just over a min raise, pretty disrespectful, 8,500 to go. I have queen 7 of hearts in the big blind. We put in the call. Flop comes 9-9-3-2 hearts, okay. She bet 7,000. Clear continue. Don't think there's much merit in raising in position here. In general, it's better to raise a lot of your range out of position to take away their positional advantage and to just win the pot. But in position, you have more future flexibility. So when the turn comes to queen, we're feeling really good about our hand. But she continues firing, 15,000. Once again, I think a raise would be a bit of an overplay here. What are we looking to accomplish? So we just put in the call. She might be bluffing. She might have a better hand. Let's find out. The river's an ace of hearts. She bets 25,000. She could have ace 9. She could have queen 9. She could have pocket aces. Do we raise our second nut flush here on a paired board? Of course we do. We make it 90,000 to go. She thinks about it for a while and puts in the call. And queen 7 of hearts is good. We scoop another huge pot and we go on break with 570,000 in chips, coming back to 5 or 6K big blind. Right before the money bubble. What a dream situation. Actually, let's go on dinner and let's get some Wazuzu fried rice. It's got the Oriental sausage, pineapple, shrimp, little spicy, pretty damn good. But the beef drunken noodles is definitely a go-to if you're at Wazuzu at the Wynn. Use promo code BOSKI and ask for the Thai tea. Thai tea. With a 6, $10,000 big blind. People are getting desperate. Stacks are getting short. Under the gun shoves 51K. We're in late position with ace 10. Pretty marginal, but I mean, with all of our chips, let's put them to use. We shove, having everybody covered, and the big blind comes along for like 65,000. We got a big three-way right before the money. Are we gonna bust this bubble all by ourselves? Original shover has ace 7, caller has pocket 9s. We're not doing too bad. We'd rather have the pocket 9s here, but we can still hit an ace or 10.
Ace or 10.
And we hit an ace on the flop and hold. Double knockout, and we chip up even more, approaching 750,000. Whew. Feels good to run good. Let's keep it going.
Still good. Big guy. Still good.
One of the Owens in that exchange. The remaining 17 of you want money to take congratulations. Two things.
It's less than.
The bubble bursts a little too soon for my liking. Wish it would have went on longer so we could win some more pots, but at least we're in the money, in the profit. We're in for one bullet. No swaps, no chops. Still a long ways to go. 17 remain. Shorty shoves 51K with pocket 5s. We got ace jack. We call, we lose. No big deal. We're gonna lose some small all-ins. That's fine. The math does not know the size of the pot. Win the big pots, lose the small ones. Easier said than done. Pro tip. With a $10,000 big blind, 11 people remain. They're dropping like flies. I make it 22,000 to go with pocket 7s. Cutoff shoves all in for 125,000. 12.5 bigs. What do? We put in the call.
Nice one. I knew I was going.
We hold, and we have around 750,000 in our stack with 10 remaining. We're almost at the final table. And we have made the final table. 9 left. 8 more souls to take before we capture all the glory, all the fame, and all the women. Ladies. A few shorties bust. I think we have video footage of the bust outs. I'm not involved.
Straight on the board.
With a 20K big blind, under the gun shoves for 80K. I'm in the big blind with 4-5 offsuit. Not great, but for 60K more. Getting a decent price against his range to eliminate a player. We put in the call. He has King 8 or something.
I told him that I was like, you've been here like a few months. And he's like, what are you supposed to do within like the first like 2-3 months?
And we river 5 and eliminate him. So that means there's 6 remaining. I'm one of them. Will I be the one? 20K big blind, under the gun, shoves 165,000 with 8-10 offsuit. As we find out after we ISO with pocket 8s. Let's hold.
8s is like at the end of the night. That's good. Yeah, man. All in
We do hold, hitting a flush on the river, didn't even need it. They're eliminated, 5 left. We're at 1.3 million. Over the milli stack. Chip leader, let's keep the pressure on. We got 2 pros and 2 wrecks still at the table. No talks of a chop. I want this trophy, baby.
Blinds are 15, 30, 30 now.
If you wanted to be a sicko, you could be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking got me. Yep. Oh, good.
As you can see in the video, here are the eliminations. I'm not involved in too many big pots other than three-handed. I have about 1.5 million. There's 3.3 million in play. So small blind had like 500K and big blind had 1.5 maybe. Stacks don't matter too much. Blinds are 20, 40,000. I open for 80,000 on the button. Small blind folds, big blind says 275,000. I have ace king offsuit, so I shove and he folds, and that's a big pickup right there. We'll take it. Big flip between the other two pros. One gets decimated and loses shortly thereafter, having less than one blind behind. And we're heads up for all the money. First place, $12,300. Second place, $7,500. So it's a $5,000 heads up match. I'm either gonna be real happy or real sad. Funny how this game works. We want this trophy, we want the glory. Heads up's tough. We play for a while. A key hand I remember is at 25, 50K. He's been employing a pretty much 100% limp only strategy on the button, which is GTO approved. So we got to figure out what hands we're checking back, which hands we're ISOing against his limp. I looked down at Queen 10 of clubs. Not the best for ISOing because it's actually better to check it back and because you dominate a lot of their Queen X and 10X. But I wanted to switch it up. I haven't had many playable hands when he does limp, so I make it 175 to go. And they put in the call. Let's see a flop. We're saying we got a better hand. Let's rep it. Ace, king, deuce, one club. We down bet 125,000. He's not buying what we're selling. He puts in the call. Turn is the 6 of clubs. We got a gutter. We got a third nut flush draw. Do we check call? Do we check jam? Stacks are pretty close. I think we both had around 1.6 million to start this hand. I decided to go for just the barrel. I'm just repping ace X. I have aces, I have kings, I have ace king, I have ace queen, ace jack. I have a lot of premium hands. So we're gonna continue our story. I bet 400,000. What do I do if he jams? He shouldn't jam too many hands the way the hand is played out. So we're not too worried about that, but we're looking for the fold, or we're looking for the club or jack on the river. He eventually decides on a fold, and we take it down and extend the chip lead heads up. It's about 1 in the morning at this point. I have been getting the better of him in a few pots, but every hand counts. With a 60,000 big blind ante. I looked down at ace 9 of hearts. I've had a mixed strategy of limps and raises and folds on the button. Try not to give anything away. Competent opponent, but I make it 125,000 with the ace 9 of hearts. We're almost even in chips. I have him slightly out chipped. I might have, he puts in the call and the flop comes. Ace, queen, 9, all spades. On one hand, we have 2 pair, that's great, but he could definitely have a flush here. But we can't be scared of that. We got to get value. Checks to us. I bet 100,000. He check raises to 350. 350. Call, shove, click it back. What's the play here in position with ace 9? We don't want to see a spade come off. His most likely holdings are king of spade X or possibly a straight draw like jack 10 with 1 spade, stuff like that. So we just decide on a call in position and pray for no spade. The turn is the 6 of clubs, I believe. A brick. He continues his story and sizes down to 315,000. Is there some leveling wars going on here? He has just over 700,000 behind. What do you do with ace 9? Let me know in the comments below. Obviously, I'm not folding, so the question is, do we call or do we jam? I think we have to jam to deny equity and get value from hands like queen 9, ace X with a spade. So we jam and he snap folds. He's down to just over 700,000. 12 bigs. Let's apply the pressure. It's time for some Aunt Jemimas. No limit, baby. Over the next 10 hands or so, we find a lot of spots to jam. Ace rag, king rag, pocket pairs. Playables for sure. And he doesn't have a good enough hand to call, so we're chipping him down with about 500K to stack at 60K big blind. He shoves all in. We look down at ace queen offsuit, we snap it off, and we're playing for the tournament right here. Let's end it. Ace queen for the win. He flops a deuce.
Ace queen, get there.
We do not improve on the turn. We need an ace or a queen to win the tournament.
One time, ace or ace.
And the river is an ace, and we ship it all. In for 400, out for 12,300. 12,000 at the $300 tip. Always tip the staff when you win, especially if it's at a great establishment like the Wynn, where the customer service is great. Of course, tipping is not mandatory, but it is appreciated. Unless you're dealing with a cocktail waitress, they're not bringing you a free beer and Jack and Coke. Give them $1 minimum. You knit, or go to the bar and pay 20 bucks. It's up to you. Shout out to all waitresses out there. And on that note, we did it. Win, champion. Look at all the love I'm getting on this tweet. Makes me feel like all this is worth it. All the pain, all the suffer, all the losses that I'll never financially recover from.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
It all gets erased with that one score. Definitely not the biggest score of my life, but it came at a great time when I was in a very dark place after the 100K Monte Carlo competition. So let's keep the momentum going. We have the Storm X Invitational tomorrow, a $5,000 invite only mixed bag of crypto influencers and pros and such. So let's see how that goes. Let's keep this momentum going. $5,000 buy-in, I mean, it almost wipes out what I just won, but you know, it's kind of like a parlay. I could probably win 100,000 if we ship this baby tomorrow. Ready to go to PokerKraut Studios, which is right outside of the area. All right, 125K starting stack. Field is soft, but table is tough. And it's over.
Jimmy's over here. I don't know. I don't know.
In the video.
With blinds at 3,000, 5,000, 5,000. David Williams shoves 88,000 in early position. I'm next to act. I look down at ace, king of diamonds, and 113,000. This is the first hand of note that we've played. 20-minute blind levels. We cover. We're all in. We're ahead of his range. Action folds around to Bryce Yaki in the big blind, who says, oh man, this is a hyper, isn't it? I guess I have to gamble. And puts in the call as well. He has pocket nines. Let's get there. Big hands. All right, and a Kornikova. We flop 2 diamonds. We're a huge favorite. We do not get there on the turn or the river, and we're out $5,000. Almost half of our hard day's work is now gone. We say goodbye to a lot of the nice people in the room, and we're out. Stay tuned. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I know over half of you are not subscribed. It's free. And hit that alerts bell so you know when I put out new videos. It helps grow the channel. We're trying to get to 100K. That is my life goal, and I cannot do it without you. And we're out. There you go. Just recording. Just there we go. All right. 134 people ponied up $400, and only one man was victorious. No swaps, no chops. We did it. $12,300 and the coveted Wynn trophy. October 25th, a day that will live in infamy. We did it.